Hi guys, Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life. If you're new to my channel, head down there, hit that subscribe button. Yeah, it's down there, that way. I don't remember. And hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, get notifications when I am live. I am live every Sunday around 5 p.m. Arizona time. So yeah, and don't forget to like and share my videos. Today is Sew Sunday, and usually I just come on and do whatever I'm working on. Sundays are usually not something fresh and new. And the reason why I'm on this screen, this angle, is because I'm going to work on my table runner. But let's let everybody get on. Hi, Anna. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Terry. Hi, Seneda. Hi, Slowing Down Joe. Hi, Teresa. Hi, guys. Oops, let's turn this other thing off on my screen. If I sound funny, that is because I'm super congested and sick again. And if you hear me coughing, unfortunately, I have a cough drop in and I took some cough medicine. So hopefully it'll slow it down while I'm live. But I didn't have a voice for a couple days either. So it's literally having MS is a weak immune system. So I get sick if someone sneezes right here or coughs over there, or if I go out into public, I get sick. So I got sick again. I wasn't even good for like 2 weeks. It didn't even make it a full 2 weeks without getting sick again, which kind of sucks. Hi, June. Hi, Vicky. Hi, too. It's so cold and home for once when you get on. It's so cold and home for once when you get on. You need to start wearing a mask. And I have tons of them too. So I'm going to start off today's video. Hi, Rowena. It took forever to get up. Same for me. I take forever to get well, and then once I'm well, it doesn't last very long, and then I get sick again. When summertime comes, though, I'm less likely to be sick in the summer than I am in the winter. So there's a plus. Looking forward to summer coming because it dries out, and the dryness helps me. So hi, Cindy. All right, so for once, and I never do this, I heavily quilt almost everything. Like behind me, it's not heavily quilted, the birthday quilt, but it is edge to edge covered with quilting. And most of the time, you guys have seen, I typically heavily quilt. That's just how I am. I don't know how to control it, but I'm learning. So I put Topple, which is one of the quilt designs I gave a free pattern for. It's in the videos below, or just type in Topple. I did a quilt pattern called Topple out of 10-inch squares, and it's like the game Topple. That's why I named it that. It was so fun to make. If I would have used more contrasting colors, it probably would have looked even better, but I didn't. I just used whatever, because I use whatever I have. Well, I finally quilted it, and it's off the frame. It was what was on the frame for my last video that I just did the other day about the King quilter. That's for those of you who want to know about it or how to thread it, and for those of you who own it and need a refresher or something, or interested in buying it. It's like a review almost. Well, I finished it in an hour and 20 minutes. I only basted it that day, and I came out the next morning, and I quilted it. It took me an hour and 20 minutes because I lightly quilted. That is very rare for me to lightly quilt. So I'm going to stand up. That's why I have the camera right here, so I can show you guys my light quilting. It always at my sister's on Sunday night for supper when you're live. Oh, well, it's a good thing you're here tonight. Hi, Linda. All right, so I'm going to hold this up because it is all nice and quilted. This quilt is, I totally forgot, it's like 58 by 74 or something like that. And I can't go any higher because my chair is not behind me to stand on. So that's the quilt Topple. If you guys remember me making it, I loved it because it literally looks like that Topple when I was a kid, and I liked that game. So the back has got stripes, and I'll come close so that you can see the quilting, but the back has stripes, and you can see the quilting better. I literally hardly quilted on this. Let's see how close I have to come. See how far away my quilting is? It is so far apart. That's a first for me. You see that? It's in thread, so that is like the most rarest thing for me to have just barely any quilting, and it's just flowers with leaves. And the reason why I did that is because if you look in the prints on the front, it has flowers and leaves everywhere. So I just went with flowers and leaves. So there's that. It just needs to be bound, but like, let me come into this section so you can see. I've never really quilted just barely anything like that. That is the rarest thing for me, to just barely put any quilting. So I'm learning. I like heavy quilting, so I guess my brain just naturally leans towards more dense quilting than it does light quilting. So this is a first. It's done. It's lap. It'll fit nicely on a twin, though. I mean, definitely will fit nicely on a twin. I just have to bind it. I was kind of thinking on binding it in white, but then I kind of want to just bind it in black. But we'll see. I haven't done it yet. I have a stack of stuff just building up of things that need to get done. All right, so I'm going to turn this. Hi, Margaret. Hope you are having a great day. I am not well. I'm sick, but I'm like a happy-go-lucky person. So whether I'm sick or not sick, I'm still here. All right, let's turn this way. And even with the darn cough drop and cough medicine, I still have the cough. All right, so you guys remember the start of my table runner. It's picking things up out of the box. So here's the table runner. It is scraps. Hi, Faith. Hi, Misty. Hi, Stacy. So don't mind. Okay, there we go. So I made the little quarter square triangles and or hourglass blocks, whatever you guys want to call these, the quarter square triangles. I made a ton. I trimmed them down, but there's definitely not a lot to go. There's not enough to go all the way around. So with all the other scraps, I'm going to see if there is enough with all this other scrap. I'm probably going to have to cut some more fabric, but that's okay because most of it is scrap. I'm going to fold this in exactly half. And I am going to just be exactly in half, like so, just to get a general idea of how many of these can go around this and where. So like if I want one exactly on each side of the center, I can do that. And I can just go around and see how many will fit. And I don't care which way they're going to end up because they're all like rotated in color. You know, I guess I just don't want two of the same colors next to each other when I do go and do this. I'm going to lay them all next to each other like this. My last border is 2.5. So if you are designing your own thing, the best way to do it is just lay it out and lay everything around it. Oh, I'll get better. I always do. And then I get sick again, but that's just how it works. All right, so if I was to minus all of these seam allowances, that would be 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, 5 inch. I'd be minusing 5 inches, and then that would be going all the way around like this. I'm going to see because my stack looks pretty darn big. I might be able to just go sit on the floor real quick and lay this out. I might be able to stick all these together and make it work. You know? See how I'm doing this? Hi, Delilah. All right, so I'm going to take this to the floor because I think that I might be able to go all the way around, which will actually be a good thing. We're going to go sit on the floor. And I know you guys can see the floor, so I'm going to tip it down. And go to the floor. All right. Let's take it down there to the floor, how I sit and design. And I'll bring my comments down here with me so I can see. I love that you are taking nothing and making something. Yes, I do this often. I already started with scraps. There you guys are. I already started with scraps on another project. Floating Gems, the quilt that I just did. I really, really wanted to use the scraps around it, but I didn't. And then I decided, you know, I'm just going to leave that borderless, and that will be finished with a binding. So I decided to sew all the scraps together, and I'm going to make another project with just the scraps of that. But this I started last Sunday, so I need to get more done on this specifically. So let's see about going all the way around. So say I want to start one in the center, which would be about right here, because there's a line. So we're going to pretend that that's the center, and I'm going to go all the way around and see if this works. Because if I have to trim a little bit off of this, I will. Off this next border, you know. And obviously I'm losing 1/4-inch seams. But I'm going to see if there's enough just to go all the way around. So I'm going to sit here and read. Hi, Linda. Oops. I have to keep my phone plugged in so that I can not die while it's sitting here. So I'm going to go all the way around this whole entire thing. We're going to see. I'll probably need to have one full piece right here at the end. More than I need, but we're just going to see if it goes all the way around. And then we'll sew and trim. How's that sound? That'll work. Sew and trim. Because I'll have to trim away from width as well. As long as there's enough to go all the way around. I like making things up as I go. That's my thing. So do I think is so clever. I try to be, guys. I try. So I'm going to see if this works. And have fun with it. This is for you guys out there who have scraps and you don't know what to do with them. I'm telling you, just start laying them out. If you have to trim something, trim something. If you have to add to something, add. You know, it's so much fun to just see what happens. You know. And I don't mind crawling around on the floor. I should start just putting my projects up on the ironing board. So what I think I'm going to do, because it looks like I might have enough to go all the way around and still have enough to make it work, is I'm going to sew a row of them together, measure the length, and then cut down the width. And then sew these rows together with a bunch, measure the width, and cut off the excess. You know, because this didn't have to be that, you know. It could be cut down. And it'll be just minute amounts that's being cut off. So this would be there on that end. And then this would be technically right there. Yeah. Okay. So this is what I'll do. Now that I know, I'm going to sew a long row. Yeah, because I'll have an extra. I'm going to sew a bunch together for this. and then a bunch together for that because they're going to be equal. That's the same amount. Creating my length to know if I need to cut off the ends. And then I will sew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces together to see if it becomes the same as the width. So we're going to start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And I'm going to do 18 pieces to see for one pile. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. And then these will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So these are sides, and this is top and bottom. And I'll turn the camera in just a second. Hold on. Let me just move all these other scraps out of the way. So those are sides, and those are top and bottom. And these are my leftover pieces in case I need to swap something out. Going on a field trip. There we go. That's where we want to be. There, stay. And those are my leftovers. All right, so I'm going to sew these rows for the sides, and then also these are the sides. This would be top and bottom for the width. And we're going to see what happens, how long it ends up, and then we'll trim from there. And while I sew them together, I'm not going to sew a black to a black. I'm going to sew no whites to whites, no grays to grays. I'm just going to sew them, you know, a different color to a different color, which will help nest the seams too, because most of this is all pressed to the dark. And I will have to press these to get a more accurate number by the time they're all sewn together. What are you guys all working on today? Anybody working on anything special? Oh, these are so awesome. I love it because they're so small, but yet you can still tell what's on the fabric. Did I freeze or something? Oh, I did.
Bye, Tiffy.
All right, come say bye.
Bye.
Say hi and bye to everybody.
Bye. Hi. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye.
Hold on, let's see. Did they always say bye? Okay. Don't step on that. What are you doing? Pick it up. Pick it up. Give it to me. Thank you. All right, bye.
Bye.
Close the door, please. Okay, give me another hug.
Bye.
Okay, give me another hug.
Bye.
Okay, close that door, please. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. They're saying bye to you.
Bye-bye.
She's saying bye now again. All right, let's see. Anna is working on a baby quilt. Elaine is cleaning up scraps. June is doing the block swap for tea. I'm going to be making a video for when I do my blocks, so that's why I haven't started them yet. Probably start on them tomorrow or the next day. Misty is working on the tote, then going to try and make some progress on hubby's throw. Sue is hand quilting a queen quilt for grandson. Wow, lots of work. That's lots of work. This thing needs to clean up and then get ready to start a new project. Now I got the hiccups randomly. Okay, and then High and By. It's just such a cutie. Teresa's quilting on eagle and flag panel. And my Faith has been hand sewing binding to my oldest granddaughter's quilt before taking a nap. And then another 5. Such a cutie. And Margaret's working on Christmas table runner with snowmen on it. You guys are working on some fun projects. Hi, Linda. Oh, I sewed 2 whites together, but oh well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 so far. And I'm doing 18. I'm just working on this, that, as you guys can tell, and then lots of other stuff that I haven't recorded. I know you said bye.
Oh.
She said bye. She gave me a hug and everything.
Okay, then let's go. I didn't know you were.
Now that I just got distracted momentarily. What was I saying? Excuse me. I have lots of projects going all at once. I do need to reload the long arm. But I don't know what I want to load that has a sheet that's big enough for the back because I want to use a sheet. Since I don't have any fabric that I have enough of for yardage wise to make anything. It's like, I would say 85-90% of all the fabric you guys see on my shelves, none of it is more. All those roll-ups, they're between 1 and 3 yards. None of it is more than 3. And a lot of it doesn't really, like, I could take a pile of polka dots and put them together, but that seems kind of too much. And then I'm using up all my polka dots if I need it for something else. You know, I could take them off the shelf and use them and sew them all together and have scrappy backings. But then I wouldn't have the stuff to use for something else when I need, say, a yard of polka dots. So it's like using the sheets is more easier. But some of the sheets aren't big enough, so I have to make them bigger. And it's matching some fabric up to them, so some of them I have to go purchase fabric for, which I don't have any money for right now, but just like a yard or something of something else to finish the rest of the way for size-wise, you know? Most of them are really close, just not close enough. Where am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I don't know how I have 20 in this pile, but we're going to figure it out in a minute because I have to lay it up against the quilt when I get to 18. Or table runner, quilted table runner, or whatever you want to call it. It's a table runner. And there's blanket stitching on applique splendid sampler quilt. June has a snowman quilt done ready for a quilter. Not sure if you want to put batting in it because in using a blanket on the back. So pondering it. Does the blanket already have batting then that you're using, or are you using a blanket like a bed, nice thick bed blanket? Because if you're using a nice thick bed blanket, then I don't think you would need batting in it, you know, because adding the quilt to the blanket, the quilt top to the blanket might be thick enough, you know. All right, I'm going to add this one more, and I'm going to check and see how close I am. All right. You guys can kind of see right here, so throw these over out of the way for a second. I'm going to press this so I can get it as flat as possible, which my iron is not even on. And I have both books of the Splendid Sampler, but have never done any books yet. Faith, get to doing some books. Around June, it's not real thick, but it's a light blanket. Well, then I would add batting then. I used a blanket as batting once before. No, I've done it twice now, actually. Once I did a free motion quilting with a blanket on the inside, and the other time I just used a blanket as the back. But it was a thick, thick, thick blanket. Okay. Let me move this stack out of the way, and then I can just lay this here. I'll turn the camera so that you can kind of see over there too. So I'm just going to lay this on the ironing board with this. Oh yeah, I definitely need to do a few more. So I have flatten that out. Better, more accurate number. So I need to add, it's a good thing I have extra. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I think I need to have 3 more. So it's a good thing I separated some. So 1, 2, 3 more. It's a good thing I separated some. I'm going to return back over to the sewing area for a second. We'll add 3 more. Hi, Sue Ann. They started this one probably 2 years ago. I still have about 20 blocks to finish. Margaret says I love some of them. They are so cute. It's not Christmas without them. There's a separate Facebook group for the Splendid Sampler. What? That's right. It's not Margaret. I have most of the quilts done. Oh, are you kidding me? Come on. I was sewing nothing. So right now I'm just finger pressing, and then I'll press these at the iron when I check to see if I have my length. Which I should be close. Close. Let's see. Like I said, I use a 2.5 inch. The last border is made from 2.5 inch. So these are 2.5 inch squares. So they should match up, if that makes any sense, the rest of the way around. Kind of how it works. You know, if you use 4 inch all the way around something, then 4 inch would be, if you add another set that's 4 inches, it should match with the previous 4 inch, you know. All right, I'm going to come over here, press this down, and see if it's sized yet. And look at that. Hold on. Let me hold this up so you guys could see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21 of them is the exact length. 21 of them fits from side to side. So now I need to sew 21 more together, and then that will help me figure out the size.
So far, no one seems to have asked you anything. They talk the most themselves.
All right, so I should have plenty enough to go all the way around.
I got the oven going with some food in, okay?
Okay.
Love you. Do you need anything? Do you need water?
No, I have one.
Okay.
All right, so let's sew 21 together. Now that I know how many pieces, I'm just going to chain piece, no two colors next to each other. Separate that and then sew all those together. Looks like I'm going to be using every single piece. That's actually good. Good, good, good. And then I'll probably finish this quilt with one more border around it. You know, I don't know what, but either white, black, or gray. Yes, this will be very cool. Oops, let's turn that. Don't want two of the same color next to each other, even if it's a mix. Excuse me. I may be sick, but I'm still here. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and then there's piece 21. Gray from Walmart. Really, I'm excited to see it in person. Which gray? The cool gray, or which gray color did you get? They have a dark gray that's like charcoal almost. I really like that one. It's just hard to match it with some things because a lot of patterns and patterns that are on fabric and stuff, they don't actually have dark grays. They have, like, you know, pastels and stuff, which kind of goes with dark gray, but in my mind, but with other people, they look at it and go, no, that doesn't go together. Trying to make sure no two colors are the same next to each other. The cool gray. Yeah, the cool gray is the color that's in here. It's really nice. I like it. I know in the video you can't tell how good it is, but I think it's a pretty color. And it goes with a lot. There's also cloud. There's a color cloud that's gray, and I like that one too. And it's hard actually to tell the difference between cloud and cool gray, except for in person under lights, or else they look almost exactly the same. This is so fun. I enjoy building things like this and having fun with it and just doing random. Random is my favorite. So I will actually have a nice black, white, and gray table runner. Right now I have a colorful one on my table. many of you have a table runner on your kitchen dining room table? Yes, it does hurt. It's a very painful cough. The night that it started, it was weird. I was like, this isn't like my last one, so I know this is a new sickness. As well as, I know you guys probably can't tell from that far away, but this sickness, I started getting pimples. And sometimes pimples can mean two different things, like my skin is just too oily or something, you know? This time, I started getting them like 3 days before getting sick, and this whole entire sickness now, for the last week, nothing but acne, just breaking out like crazy. So I definitely know that it's 100% from being sick, and I should have put 2 and 2 together. Sometimes I break out before sickness, so. So now I'm covered in acne, but that's okay because I just know my hormones are working. All right, I'm gonna press this now. You guys can kind of see me still over here. Okay, so I'm just gonna press this. It kind of doesn't matter which way they're pressed, honestly, right or left, or all to the right or all to the left. As long as it's flat to match up. So here's the next one. One up here, one down there. Oh, those are perfect, perfect, and perfect. Now the sides. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think it's like 8. Let's see if we have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7. Let's see. Let's see how this will work. I might have to put just one single square. Yeah. If I lose that 1/4 inch, I lose that 1/4 inch. I'm laying them on here as if I'm losing a 1/4 inch. Or I can trim it down. Yeah. I'm going to have to trim it because I want it to line up just right. So let's sew 7 together and see how long it turns out. I have a winter one now, so it's cute. Reindeer snow trees, very cool. Missy don't do to not having a dining room table. We donated because it's just the 2 of us here, and we sat at anywhere because it became a dumping ground. That's what my table is. You can't even see the table runner because it has become the dumping ground for all the papers. It's like a filing cabinet on a kitchen table. There's still a table runner there somewhere. You can kind of see a couple corners of it. I have a round table, so I have a square one on the snowman one on it. And Sue-Ann loves table runners. I didn't think I was going to be a table runner and placemat. And I don't have placemats, but I didn't think I would like them or making these little things at first. Like, I probably complained about it in my earlier videos, but I actually don't mind having a table runner. Oh. I know I sound horrible, guys, but don't tell me to go to bed because I'm not going to bed. Ugh. I'm going to finish this because this is what I want to do. I enjoy being on here, hanging out with you guys here, and here. Hot toddy. What the heck is a hot toddy? I think I've heard of that before. Heard it, the word before. I don't know what it is, though. All right, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hot tea with lemon and honey. Nope, can't have lemon. I'm allergic. I know a lot of people say, oh, lemon is actually really good. Lemon's really good when you're sick, blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, I can't have it. You guys would never see me again. 7. Okay, let's sew 7, 2, 3, 4. Let's pull out a boring one. It's a boring one. Let's put that one in. Oh, yeah. Pull that one out. That one has lots of whites. Let's pull that one out. It's all whites. But I can have honey, and I can have honey and like there's a drinkable cough stuff that has no lemon in it that I've had before. It tastes okay, but I don't think it makes me better. Just soothes my throat. Scott and I got tons and tons of sick medicine. I've been taking cold and flu medicine like crazy lately. Lots and lots of it. Laundered Cotton says pineapple and my friend has anaphylactic shock. Yep, that's how it is for Lemon and me. Here we go, doctor, get meds. I drink blackberry brandy. It hurts going down, but it works. I don't like alcohol, so I probably won't do that. I have lots and lots of cold and flu meds. And if it gets any worse, I'll go to the doctor. He just saw me for being sick. I have MS, so they kind of, they can't load me up with a ton of stuff because then it won't work when I have MS problems. So it's like a lose-lose situation when I'm sick. Oh, you know what I could do? 4 squares would finish this off, 4 2.5-inch squares. So I'm thinking I can cut 4 plain gray 2.5-inch squares, and then I won't have to trim anything. That's what I'm going to do. And you guys are going to like this because it's almost done. So let's cut 4 2.5-inch squares from the scraps. 1, 2, 3. I don't think that's going to be 2.5. That's definitely not going to be 2.5. Blocking the camera for a second. I like my curtain closed in here, just in case there's anybody looking through the window. I need a cutter though. I didn't have any of them next to me, which is odd for me. Okay, there's one. Check number 2. Number 3. And one more. Let's see if I can get a full 2.5 from this. Oh, look. Really, really, really right on that edge. Look at that. So far I've still only used all the scraps from scrap stuff. Scrappy extras. All right. So for these on, yeah, I think I'm gonna probably go around this with black. Only because I like black on everything. I use black on quite a bit of stuff. I'm literally having exact measurements. What the heck happened there? Oh, I must be out of bobbin. I was sewing earlier, so that's why. But I did roll a ton of bobbins before coming on, guys. That way, I don't have to sit and roll. All right, so there's one on each end there, and one on each end here. You can see, it's working out perfect. I didn't have to do no trimming so far to make anything work, no fudging seams or anything. It's all working out perfect. I wonder if it could be the acid in the fruits. I don't know. Don't know what it is. I've been allergic for many, 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 many years. What was I going to say? I have no idea. Lemon peel. That's what I was going to say. Lemon peel, like the lemon zest in small amounts, has not really ever bothered me because it's in a lot of seasonings. And also the amount of lemon that is made into mayonnaise has not been a thing. But if I was to take a lemon and open it up and rub it on me, that's when I have a problem. All right, I'm going to press this. All right. All right, so the sides are ready. And the top and bottom is ready. And now, we're going to sew it on. And then you will see more completed cable runner. Okay. Let's put this right sides together. I'm going to nest these two first seams. Oh, it just doesn't quit. Scott, can I have a cough drop? Please, thank you. Good thing he's here to go grab me a cough drop. Normally he's at the grocery store. This time he's making some food, so. Okay, so I'm going to nest this first seam. And then I'm going to come down to this other end. I know you guys all say use pins, use pins, use pins. I don't use pins, so I'm just going to come down with one single pin. I'm going to put it down at this nested seam. Thank you.
Just pop it in now.
To hold this one, because everything is pretty darn lined up. And that's it.
Hello, everyone. I'm not going to hang out too much. I'm making food and stuff, but I am here.
So all I have to do is wait until I get a little bit closer to that to kind of hold everything nice and straight.
They just don't know me well.
Fetch, Scott, fetch.
They just don't know me too well, do they, honey?
Still not for you. He's good. All right, so I'm just going to hold this nice and sew on down. I'm trying to keep all these little seams that are pressed, whatever direction they are, nicely pressed. Some of them are pressed up, some of them are pressed down, so they're not like... All right, so that one is on. Let's turn it around. Oh, it's going to be so cool, guys. I'm like so excited to see what this is going to look like. All right, next one. I'm just going to start sewing and then I will pin the bottom after I get past this first junction. And then I'll just come down to the bottom. Throw a pin on this side because they're exactly the same length. There's a little bit of stretch to it only because there's so many pieces hooked together on the bias. Literally every single piece. Because you remember, these are quarter square triangles chopped from the leftover pieces of diamonds and so on. So technically it's on the stretch side of the fabric. So all this whole edge is nothing but a big pile of stretchiness. So just be careful when you're using these and make them into long strips because they are kind of stretchy. Not just kind of, they are stretchy. So if you want to pin projects like this, then pin them all the way. I'm not going to because, well, I rarely pin. So there's one at the bottom. Keeping that nested seam down there at the bottom. Just trying to keep it all nice and lined up. Yeah, it's the only thing about working with the little cut off triangle pieces from doing snowballed edges and so on and so forth is they are a little on the stretchy side when sewn together into quarter square triangles. If you made it into a half square triangle, it would not be. It would be on the straighter grain. Because you'd be sewing together the bias edge, the bias sides. Take that pin out because I don't want to run over it. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Christine. All right, I'm going to press this. Since the iron is still on, I'm going to press these back. Or actually, I'm going to press them towards the gray. That way it's not a big chunk of, because there's so many seams coming together. I'm just going to press this whole thing towards the gray fabric. So I'm going to press from underneath first so that it lays nice and flat. Since that's the way those seams are going to want to lay. And then I'll go from the top after I do both sides. And I know you guys can sort see me. These are all going to want to go towards the way that there's less bulk on the fabric. Which is good because it lays nice and flat and quilting will be easier. Although I don't think I'm going to go crazy with the quilting on this. And I'll go to the top and make sure that there's no folds and creases. Press it nice. And then flip it around with the other side. Use some steam so everything lays nice and flat. Oh, this is looking so cool, everyone. I'm going to like having this on my table. I mean, I'm going to like having this hidden on my table. There are other things that you can use long, skinny table runners for, like to go on a dresser, on the top of a dresser, like a, I don't even know what I would call that, a dresser runner. You could also use homemade table mats as covers for nightstands. Only reason why I know is because I have my nightstands covered. Because we have a lot of dust around here, so it's easier to just have them. Oops, kind of veered off my seam there. What is wrong with me? There we go. And I'm just going to nest this one. These line up even better than the other ones because the stretch is a little bit on the smaller side with the smaller strip. Oh, it's working so beautifully. And then I can just finish this off with 2.5 inch border, or I don't even know what, but let's get these on. But yeah, you guys can use table runners and such on all sorts of different items around the house. My grandma had doilies on everything in her house. And now everybody else can use table runners and placemats and homemade quilted items everywhere in the house. My grandma didn't have any quilted items on anything because none of my family quilted. I am the first. Yeah, I'm sick. Yeah, I'm sick. As a fish drain changes with seasons too. LOL, fish dish. All right, let me press this and then I'll show you guys where I'm at. And then I'm going to add one more border. Oh, this looks so cool. I mean, you probably, nope, you can't see it from there. You kind of know what I'm doing though, I guess. All right, I'm just flipping that back. Got so much stuff on my ironing table. Okay. So far, this is what I have. So I'm gonna lay this up here so you guys can see half of it. Can you see half of it? Try to hold it up into the camera all the way. So far, that's what I have. This is so cool. Definitely very modern. I took my scraps and made something very modern. But because that this is all now a bias edge, I definitely need to add a border to it so that it doesn't stretch and bow. So to keep from bowing, I think I'm going to go with black because the center has the black. This border has the gray, and so do these cornerstones. So I'm going to just grab some black out. I need 1, 2, 3 strips of black. And I'm just going to do 2.5 because I don't want it to be too big. So I'm just going to grab some black, which I have. Ooh, you know what I have? Hold on, guys. I know it's a Minnie Mouse print, but it is black and white polka dots with pink bows. I probably would never use it on anything else. Let's see. Nah, the pink don't look right. I mean, it does look right, but the pink don't look right. The pink is what's throwing it off. Nope, not going to happen. All right, let me grab. Hold on, I have other stuff too. I have that. Ooh, that's nice. I have 1 yard of this. It's gray on black. Let's see if I can't turn it. Let's see how good you guys can see this. Slowly to the camera. Can you tell that it is little swirlies? There we go. You can kind of see it, right? There's gray on black. Ooh, I like that one. I'm only doing a 2.5-inch border. That one is perfect. Perfecto. This is what I'm going with. And look at that. I have a random yard hanging off of it. So let me cut some 3 2.5-inch strips. And then I will roll this back on there. See, I like that I can just grab something and go, hey, that's perfect. Perfect. Such a waste right here at the beginning. Let's That's what I get for having off-cut fabric. All right, 2.5 would be this way. I just need 3 strips, I think. So this is like 44 inches. Let's see real quick before I cut more. Oh, this is definitely not a 44-inch wide fabric. It is if I go to the selvage. Looks like I'm going to have a seam. Yep. So what I'll do is create, I'm still going to cut 3 pieces because the sides don't need much. And I'm going to sew them together, but this is how I'm going to do this. You guys have probably never seen this before because I'm weird and do everything differently. So I'm going to show you something. Okay. Wrap this back up on here. And it's definitely not the yardage it says it is anymore. 27. Okay. I always have to count when I cut my yardage. I'm going to set that aside because I don't think I'm going to need more. And I'm going to show you something. I'm going to cut the selvages off. Put that away because I don't need that one anymore. And no, I'm going to use straight seams, not diagonal seams to do this. Selvages off. Okay. Which makes everything shorter. Sorry, really late, but I love to watch you. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Billy. All right, right sides together. I'm going to grab this one. Sew another right sides together onto it. Grab this. Oh, I already gone and done it without my third piece because I wasn't paying attention, so I made a tube. But I was supposed to have my third piece on there. That's okay. We'll start with 1 tube and then I'll just add my sides. I thought I was paying attention. So, this is what I'm going to do. I made a tube. Usually I use more than 1 tube. That's not enough. See, I knew I needed more. That's why I was trying to sew 3 together. I'm going to just pick this out and add my third one because that's what I need is 3 together, not 2. I just picked up the wrong end when I was sewing, that's all. Alright. Do not grab that end, Tiffany, until I'm done adding this end. Oh, because it makes it easier to get a seam without a seam ending up in the corner when adding a border. So once I cut the tube, after making it even, instead of measuring the 2 sides and then, okay, when you measure the 2 sides, what's going to happen is I'll end up with this seam right next to the edge at the end. I don't want that. So I make a tube. Then I fold the tube. And then I cut my borders. So now, without it being messed up, you'll see. It's pretty creative, actually. And then the leftovers is what gets sewn to the sides. Make sense? Then I don't have no seams ending up at the edge. Okay, here we go. So now I have a great big tube. I'm going to take, and not as a seam. I'm not going to start at a seam. I'm going to align 2 seams of my tube. I'm going to start at this end right here. And I'm going to come down with my tube. So this end is right here, closed. Come down with my tube to this side. And when I cut this side, I'll have both sides the same size, both of my pieces exactly the same, as well as a non-seam center for each side, if that makes any sense. There'll be no seam. That's what I'm trying to prevent here, is having seams in places I don't want them. So I folded it in half, matched my first 2 seams, which are now right here. I'm just lining it up, and I'm going to cut right here, and then I'll cut that other side in half, obviously. So come right here, make my cut. So here's my 2 sides, which probably won't match because I needed 4 pieces, not 3. That's okay. And I'll come to this other side and split that seam. Staying flat, staying flat. Split the seam with scissors and or create a crease. I know it seems like an extra step, but it's really not. It actually works out perfect. And there I went and did it again. Just line it up. Cut with scissors because there seems to be a fold there right where I wanted to cut. So there, I have now made 2 equal pieces for each side with my wonderful tube. And I'll have to add 1 more piece now for the sides, but it's going to have a lot of excess left over because I really barely need any. That way I don't have seams at the edge. I did it a long time ago by the accidental tube sewing. Like I was sewing and I grabbed a piece that I shouldn't have grabbed and I sewed it and bam, I had a big long tube. I was like, oh, I'll just leave it and I'll just chop it at the end. Well, then I realized if you start them at the 2 seams and you start the half of fabric at the top, then you get 2 equal pieces for your sides. Then you do it again and you get your 2 equal pieces for your top and bottom. So you're technically still cutting the same, you're just making 1 extra seam so that you don't have a seam in any corner. So I just kind of stuck with it. It was an accident. I don't do it all the time, especially with big, huge quilts that I can't lay on the floor. Instead, I just put a big pile of borders next to me, just like I do with my binding, and I just pull up, sew one side, cut, pick up from the opposite side, sew one side, cut. That way I still don't end up with seams in the corner. But if I would have just pulled from that and added, if I would have pulled from the bolt of fabric or the strip, once I cut my things off, there would have been an extra piece needed only that long. You know what I mean? Then you would have had a seam right at the bottom on the edge. And to me, I think that just, I don't know, doesn't look right. So I like my seams to end up in the middle or towards the middle. So for small projects, this is how I end up doing it. It's not really very often that I make table runners and have to add borders to them either. But this is fun. This color is looking awesome with it. It definitely goes great because there's gray in it. Oops, I don't know why that keeps happening. I think my feed dogs are pushing something over because it made me a skimpy seam. Right to the end where I need to be, making sure that it's all lined up. touch the two ends, all of that bias edge is sucking up into it, which I have on the bottom for that purpose. All right, now I'm going to add this other side, which should be exactly the same length now because of the way I just did that. Just make sure you do it on a flat surface so you know your size or length. I don't really go with any numbers. I kind of just build. But if you know your measurements, make the tube, then fold it at the first two seams. That way you don't have any seams in your the edge of your border. And if you do on the diagonal seams on the 45, a bias seam, then just make sure that that line, you know, that's considered your halfway point, I guess, right at it. And then I'm going to press this and then cut one more strip. That way I can have my sides more equal, I guess. Now I've taken up more space than I had thought. Good thing I have a big table, because this is now a big table runner. All right, give me a second, guys. To let the iron heat back up. So while the iron heats back up, let me grab another strip off my fabric. Where did I put it? Right there. Instead of grabbing the other ruler, I'll just use what's right here. Okay. Salvage off. Technically, nope, still not enough. Recreate the tube while the iron is getting warm. Okay, that's while the iron is warming up. Oh, it's so cool. I love it. Let's turn it to the side now. Find between the two seams. That side up. And this side up. Nice and flat. You have it. Cut this side and then trim that in half. And the other side should fit perfectly. Okay, so that's the excess. Let's cut this in half. And that should fit on both sides perfectly. And again, I have no seam towards the very end. It's perfect. Okay. So I'm just going to line this up, sew it on. Right sides together. Oh, beautiful. Except I'm going to back stitch right here. Then we'll grab the end. Hold it together. Stay right there. There we go. Back stitch. Grab the other side, and then I'm going to have a completed table runner topper. Top. Because I don't feel like quilting it today, but at least the top will be finished. Although I don't think I'm going to heavily quilt it. I think I'm just going to quilt straight lines on it. Table runners, I don't think need a ton of quilting. You know? You don't need to put a ton on it because it's on the table and it's going to get washed a whole heck of a lot. So I think just basic quilting, straight lines, whatever. All right, let me press it and then I'll show you guys the finished table runner. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it. Black, this black on the border like this with the gray in it just looks absolutely awesome. And it kind of sucks that you guys can't see how awesome it looks because the camera isn't as great, but I will take still shots when I'm finished and post it in the group. For those of you who are in the group and those of you who are not, please join it. Okay. And here I have an awesome table runner, guys. Look at that. So it's all scraps except for this last border. The last border I pulled from yardage, which I only made 4 cuts from. But technically I only needed 3 because, I mean, I did need 4, but there's almost 1 full strip left, and there's a little seam right here, but I'll just do that with my scraps and use it on something else. But, I mean, seriously, isn't that just super adorable? So it looks really cool because that border gray is again right there, you know, in the corners, on all 4 corners. So how this looks twisted from afar, it also makes the corners look twisted because they're next to quarter square triangles. So there it is. Doesn't that look so adorable? I think this one's going to go on my table when I finish it. I need some, I forgot what I was just saying. I need some, a batting cut, but I've used up all of my scrap batting, so now I need to wait till I quilt another quilt to have another scrap batting cut. But there's my table runner, at least the top, and it is .22 wide by 51.5 inches long. It could be a little bit different because I, you know, didn't get the most accurate. So we'll just say 52 inches long, but that's the average table runner length. So that worked out perfect. So there it is. I love it. I love it, love it. Okay. Great job, great job. Love it, love it. Do you have any leftover binding that would work? for this, I actually do. You guys remember my A Girl's Best Friend quilt, the diamonds? I found the binding that was for it. Where did I put it again? Aha. No, I didn't put it there. Where did I put it? I didn't put it there. Aha, there it is. I didn't end up quilting. I didn't end up attaching the diamond binding. So, this is actually the perfect project. This. Can you guys see that? It'll leave me just a little bit left over, but bam, look at this. Now that will bind this perfectly, guys. Like, absolutely perfectly. And that was supposed to be on my A Girl's Best Friend quilt. But sometimes things just don't happen because it's going to happen on something else. So now I just need to find or use the same on the backing. I kind of want to put something fun on the backing, though. That's, I don't know. I have coffee cup fabric that I would never use on anything else. So for a kitchen table, coffee cup fabric might be, and it's black and white. For a kitchen table, I think that might be the perfect backing fabric. So there we have it. I got my backing fabric, I got my quilt, and my binding. I don't drink coffee, but I will never use this fabric on anything else, so why not? It's a table runner, right? It's where you sit and drink coffee. So, project is already planned. I just need some leftover batting because I am not cutting off a big chunk of batting for this little dinky project. So, look at that. I'm making it work. All from just, stuff. Oh, super great. Okay, I use the funnel instead of batting. Then the table runner lays flatter on your table. Well, I don't think I have any flannel. Oh, and another thing for flatter on a table is to use, oh my goodness, what is it called? Felt. Use felt as binding. Like the felt squares that you can buy at any hobby store. Well, they also sell felt by the yard. Felt makes great table runner batting. And it still allows you to quilt it. I don't have any. I have 3 squares of felt left, but they're only like 10 inch, so they work great though. My heart breaks watching my husband try to recover from his second brain cancer tumor surgery. Even if he gets things and stuff. So I wish I could do something for him. Well, you could give him a big hug from me, Teresa. I don't know what else we could do for him, or I don't have any options. Give him some pistachios. Maybe it'll help him feel good. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect. Looks good. Felt, what a great idea. Yeah, because felt is flat. Like I have these little squares right here. I'll show you. It works great because it's still washable. It's still washable. It still gives you the quilt look. And it feels like, I don't know, it's soft. It's durable. It's felt. I mean, so if you get it by the yard, it'll help it lay. And you won't have to use any kind of basting spray because everything sticks to felt. So, it's perfect. But I only have these 3 squares left. I bought a ton of it for table mats that I was making, and this was all I have left. So it quilted great. It was perfectly fine and went through the wash, and I had no problems with it. So felt works. Okay. So yeah, maybe I can just go get myself some felt, and that'll be perfect. Binding looks awesome with it. Yes, I think this is going to be awesome. And with my coffee cups as the back, even though I don't drink coffee, I drink hot cocoa out of a mug. So there we go. That works. All right, guys. Well, this is it for today. I have made myself an awesome table runner. I already have binding that's pre-made. I don't have to do anything because it's already there. And actually, for those of you who are curious, if you go back far into my videos, there is a video of me making this. how I made diamond binding. So if you guys go far back into my videos, you can find this diamond binding if you want to make it yourselves in however many color ways. This is just black, white, and gray over and over again. But if you want to know how to make it, it's made with diamonds. There's a video far back into my videos. It's more than last year. It's probably a 2017 video. So just so you know, if you guys want to know how to make your own. Yes, this is a very fun project. Too bad I don't have the exact measurements for you guys, but you saw me make it. You get the general idea of what you can do with your scraps, busting them. Like I said, there was 4 quilts made with these colors. Some had different accent colors. Some had red. Some had, like my diamond quilt had like an ocean color. But 4 quilts were made with these blacks. Actually, technically 5 quilts, because these big squares were left over from an Irish chain. So 5 quilts of scraps. And then this was supposed to be from one of those. All this, and then just add some backing and whatever choose for the border, and bam, I'm making a quilt top that goes on the table, a table runner. And it's a pretty darn big table runner from scraps. So be creative with your scraps, guys. Use them. Don't just throw them away. Look what you get. So, I mean, have fun, be creative with them. The more equal the number, the more easier everything is going to lay out border-wise. I mean, you know, adding them together. So it worked out perfect. Everything lines up. And I just need to quilt it and put it on my table. So, all right. Husband has been trapped. Spinal cord surgery. Oh, well, good luck to your husband for that, Billy. My goodness. All right, well, I'm going to get off here, guys. I thank you all for joining. Does anyone have any questions on anything to bring up? It's Sunday. Ask now or forever hold your peace until next Sunday. Yeah, I don't have anything else to add. I just really hope that you guys use your scraps and post pictures of the things that you make using your scraps in the group if you are in it. And don't forget, if you are new to my channel, there is a group where I share still shots of the things that you really can't tell what I'm doing here, of things in the group, as well as all the other members of the group share. So don't forget to join it. It's in the link below, in the description box below. There's lots of links to all sorts of social media. So don't forget that for those of you who are new to my channel. And I appreciate you guys all being here. And hold on. We're going to make this fun. Wait. Since you guys can't be here with me and I can't hang out with you, how about a big hug? Oh, you all just got a big hug from me. So, bye, guys. See you next Sunday or whenever.